Hall A1 here at Eurobike, the e-bike hall. There is massive expectancy of what is going on behind these doors, and we're about to find out. Now, there's lots of stories here. There's stories such as the motors. You've got the likes of Bosch, Bros, Fazua, TQ, the well-known German brands. Plus you've got Shimano, you've got Yamaha from Japan. But what's the Far East going to bring in terms of new technology? Well, it's not just about Hall A1, it's all about the whole of Eurobike. And what are we going to find in terms of new e-bike tech this year? Let's go and find out. From Hanover, Germany, we've got an Explorer bike from Nicolai. Ton of super neat features on this bike. I'm going to start off with the roll-off 14-speed hub on the back, which is actually belt drive. You've got the belt tensioner there. Moving up the frame, we've got Hope e-bike specific cranks on here. Now, the shifter. Now that's a specially developed shifter from Nicolai. You've got lights on it, which makes this bike fully street legal. Super neat mudguard on there. Now that's a crucial part actually. Now you can actually get this bike as a whole bike for about 10,000 euros, or you can buy this Explorer kit, which includes the panniers, the rack, the lock, the light and the mudguard for 950 euros. So that's one option. Moving around the bike, we've got, it looks like a 170mm travel fork there. But I think the big story about this bike is that the sizing. Now, Nicolai bikes make some really good sizing, especially the taller people. So definitely check this bike out. I think it would make the ultimate trail building bike. Wow, I'm pretty much blown away. It's 9:30 in the morning. Hall A1 is already buzzing with people. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that battle between Germany, Japan and the Far East. Well, this is Sachs, which is from the south of Germany. They've only just started making motors, but as you can see, they've got a huge range. Now, they've got city bike motors, they've got cargo bike motors, they've got 45km/h motors, but it's this one here. It's the RS925 with 112 newton meters of torque, which is of most interest to us. Comes with a 650 watt-hour battery, and this motor kicks out on our, the peak on this motor is actually 700 watts. Also comes with ABS, would you believe? Now, the next port call for us is going to be the Bull stamp, because apparently this motor is going to be on some of the new Bulls bikes. So I think, Brandon, we need to head over there right now. So we've been talking about Germany, we've been talking about the Far East, but it's actually France that have come to us with an internal system, a combined motor and drive unit. So no more derailers. This is where the future of e-mountain biking has to be, and it comes from France. Now, this is not just early prototype. This unit is actually going to be coming out around about March time. Okay, so you guys want to know about the numbers, right? We're looking at about 70 newton meters of torque. And a battery which comes with an aftermarket system, but I cannot tell you how happy I am to see this, and I can't believe it's come from France. Nice one, guys. Cavello. Well, I'm really fortunate to get a spin on this bike. The reason I'm sweating is I'm riding with the motor off. Now there's 5 levels of assist, so I'm now spinning at about, I'm guessing about 80 RPM. So now I'm going to go through the modes on the bike. So it's the first mode. You can already feel my legs lightening. That's only the first mode. Maybe the second, it's getting a lot easier. Third, crying, all of a sudden, the weight has been lifted off my shoulders. So I'm now in the highest power mode. It's so easy to spin it. It's actually really quite quiet, and wow, this definitely is the future of e-mountain biking. Thanks, guys. Now, certainly one of the highlights from here at Eurobike is the new range of E-SUV bikes from that famous road mountain bike brand from Milan in Italy is Bianchi. 3 different models. You've got the Rally, the Adventure and the Racer. Now, different price points. The Rally comes in at 6,000 euros up to the top end bike, the Racer, which is 10,000 euros. Some really nice touches on these bikes, no more so than the unique airflow system, which is in the down tube there, which houses a 720 watt-hour battery. Shimano Steps E8000 motor. let's wait for the next bike to come around, which is that racer bike. Now the racer's got 160mm travel up front and 150mm at the rear. It's got all the components you could wish for. It's got XTR, it's got a Fox dropper, it's got their own bar and stem there, which has got the Garmin mount. So top job, I reckon, from the lads and ladies down in Italy. Greyp have a bonfire going on at their stand, but you don't know about phone charging, you want to know about the bikes. Hardtails, they've got a new hardtail, 29-inch wheel up front, about €1,500. However, it is this bike, the new G6.X, which has grabbed everybody's attention. Now Greyp knew they needed to make this bike more aggressive, so it's gone from a 67-degree head angle down to a 64. 160mm travel fork up front, 150mm at the rear. Wireless shifting gears and also wireless shifting seat post. Cannot wait to get my hands on one of those bikes. Now, if there's one thing that Eurobike is famous for, it's a lot of the Chinese and Taiwanese brands that come to the show. And if we go behind the scenes, you'll see there's loads of meetings going on. I mean, this is a company that makes battery mountings, it makes batteries. As you can see, there's biscuits and coke going on here. Loads of different motors. You've got hub drive motors. I mean, I can't tell you, this is just like a tiny, tiny part of the show. We've got another brand from Shanghai behind us. Then you come around here, again, more e-bike motors, more pure passion. And you've got another company here, I don't know what this is called, but honestly, I can't tell you how many brands here. There's simply dozens and dozens. Now, definitely one of the most striking bikes here at Eurobike has got to be the Husqvarna Extreme Cross. 200mm travel front and rear, and weighing in at €5,399. That has got to be the ultimate uplift killer. Now, the M1 Spitzing has taken a major change visually with this new Bobby Root edition. Now, Bobby Root is a famous free rider from the 1990s, famous for doing some insane jumps. And so it is with this bike. This bike now has 170mm travel fork up front and 160mm with a coil shock on the back. Short stem and, of course, big discs to deal with those big stops or those big jumps which you're going to be doing on this bike. Full carbon frame, TQ motor. Woo! Now, you've got to be really careful with how you pronounce some brand names here at Eurobike. This is a company called Choc. I told you I got it right. I thought it was Chooch. Anyhow, look at the motor, 2.5 kilograms, 18 Newton meters of torque, 350 watts. They've got it on this bike here, which is a hardtail. What I really like about it, there's loads of hub drive E-man bikes here, Eurobike, but this is a mid-drive motor. I reckon it's super neat. Comes in at about €1,200. So, Choc, not Chooch. Now, braking is absolutely critical on e-mountain bikes. I'm here at the Magura stand and they've got a new e-bike specific brake. Let's start off with a disc on this brake. Now, I haven't seen a 220mm disc since Greg Minnaar rode the Honda back in 2004. So this is a 220, and if you look here, it's got a space between the outer and the inner. And what happens here is when the outer expands, that connects with the inner to make it a far stronger disc. Lots more details as well. It's 2mm wide and 4mm on the inside there. Now, what makes it also stronger and critically have less fade on it is the brake pads in here, and of course the all-round general strength is 2-finger. Yeah, so I think this is a really good innovation from Magura and definitely a step in the right direction. I was expecting a lot of e-bike specific products here at Eurobike. This company has got some e-bike helmets and they're designed for speed e-bike riders. Now, I guess the question is, what is a speed e-bike rider? They've got urban ones, they've got rural ones, they've got mountain bike ones. I have to say they're nice looking helmets. But it comes back to the question, what is a speed e-bike rider and what is e-bike specific? I'm not got my head around it quite yet. So you can always rely on hope for some durable products. Have a look at these e-bike specific cranks from 155 up to 165 and in various colors. It doesn't stop there. We've got some 220mm rotors and coming in the future, some new e-bike specific wheels, which I was to say it's going to be in the future, but look at this Levo with full Hope spec. Looks amazing. What a crazy day first day at Eurobike, and then again it always is. Now Hall A1 delivered lots of goods as we thought it would. The new G6X from Greyp, 160mm travel, slacker head angle. The Nicolai Explorer bike with all that extra added on stuff, the Oatly bags and mud guards. I'm sure a lot of people will be looking into that bike for trail building. And of course the new Bobby Root replica bike from M1 Sport Technique. In terms of the products, well, we expected to see a lot of new motors and batteries and displays there, but one company that really caught our eye was the Cavello from France with their integrated motor and drive unit. So that's really exciting. It's what you guys wanted to talk about, you wanted to see, and they definitely delivered. So if you're going to see more e-bike show content, something more different, something more to do with riding rather than the product, have a look at Verbia e-bike festival just down here. Don't forget to subscribe to see all the eMTB videos by hitting the globe, and hit the bell to get our next video from here at Eurobike.